What do you think about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict? Ghislaine Maxwell case starts today in case y'all got distracted again. Remember her? I hope somebody uploads a supercut of the prosecution. See a lot of mentions on how they essentially were trash. The prosecutor was the greatest defense attorney I've ever seen. / stranger on YouTube. You had your gun slung on your back and you were moving down the street. Why didn't you take it off and leave it there or give it to someone? There were several of the prosecutor's questions that made me scratch my head. After that dumb shit of a prosecutor was all like ISITC or court T had YOUP la yeed kalines OF duty. W here T he YHAVGUNs licky R15s. I fucking swear that the prosecutor was gonna accuse Kyle of buying tickets to Joker 2019. I think they should have just turned off the lights and gone home when the prosecution witness said he pointed his gun at Rittenhouse before Rittenhouse shot him. Kind of like the mercy rule in Little League Baseball. When you're down 25-0 it's time to call it. Not surprised by the verdict, and I was surprised at how poorly the prosecutor did. Not that he had a good case, but what he did present was poorly done. A lot of times prosecution teams try to overcharge and over-indict suspects. No doubt this happened here. They would have had a better chance of winning against Rittenhouse if they had charged him for fewer offenses of reckless endangerment and due regard for safety or similar Wisconsin sections and argued that Rittenhouse should not have been there, don't that, etc. They would have never won against the self-defense argument. Might be the worst prosecution team I've ever witnessed. Not American. But as a lawyer I can safely say that prosecutor should have his ass thrown back at criminal process in college. Not surprising in the slightest. When they were asking him about the violent video games he played, you know they were grasping at straws. He's an asshole. Knew CPR and couldn't even stop the prosecutor from choking on his own words. I have no opinion on the verdict. But this will definitely be shown in law schools on how not to be a prosecutor. I'm surprised it got this far. Prosecutorial misconduct was so rampant in this case I'm legitimately surprised it didn't end in a mistrial. Withholding evidence. Trying to introduce evidence to the jury that was not permitted. And trying to hold the defendant exercising his Fifth Amendment right against him. Everyone I know who is a lawyer only thought one thing: the case is a loser. It seems like everyone who actually knows about law already knew what the outcome was going to be before the judge or prosecutor started in with their bullshit, while everyone else was busy reading tea leaves. That I need to stop reading about current events in 140 character bytes as they happen. I was fed a completely false narrative on the event here on Reddit. And I'm absolutely ashamed that I'm as easily fooled as a boomer on Facebook. I'm done with hot takes. Let me know the news of the year at the end of the year. Opinions are overrated. My perception of the events changed over the course of the trial, which I guess is specifically why we have a trial process. Before, I thought this kid was guilty as hell and the self-defense claim would be BS. As the trial unfolded, new testimonies and evidence was presented. The evidence was pretty obvious that this kid defended himself. Should he have been there and even had the weapon to begin with? That's 100% a different discussion. But the question of is he guilty of murder, to me, was a resounding no. I think he had the right to defend himself as soon as the victims began attacking and rushing him. I think the media are trying their hardest to make it divide the people even more and stir up more ill feeling. As an attorney it was pretty clear. There was some concern that the jury may split the baby and convict him on the lesser included for the second death, but you have to remember the standards you're dealing with. Once you move away from the political background noise and look at it as the way the law looks at self-defense it becomes pretty clear. He wasn't guilty. And he's not a hero. Both are true.